Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome. I'm very happy that we can meet again after we have completed the Living Name online course. You know, it was a very nice program to meet regularly during the COVID-19 intensive phase, I could say. We do not know what times will bring us, how will life look like. And in some of us, uncertainty and change may trigger some uncomfortable feelings. So, therefore, I thought, let us think about anchors. Let us think about things that will never break. Let us think about those items in our lives, those practices which connect us with the eternal reality, which the reality which is always there, not at all affected by the ups and downs of this world. So we decided to continue with our Holy Name programs, with the exception that we will do them once a month and that we will cover new territory. We will go into areas which we have not given enough attention, neither in the book, The Living Name, nor in the online sessions. I would like to present to you in these upcoming sessions the deeper secrets from the two guidebooks on chanting, Harinam Chintamani, with Haridas Thakur preaching to us or informing us, and also Bhajan Rahasya, a book where the confidential secrets of performing the practice of chanting the holy name are revealed one after the other. In these sessions we also wish to give more attention to the practice, and like always we will have first a part where we put the foundations, the philosophical foundations, they're very firm, and then we think about practical examples of people who have excelled in the practice of chanting the holy name and what we can learn from them. And then we will also, as I mentioned again before, we will also do practice. what is important for me to say here is, if you wish to have a new life, if you wish to enter into the real version of yourself, which is maybe still waiting for you, then you need three things. A philosophy that points your intelligence and understanding in a certain way. You need the practical example of people, which shows you that it is doable, it is relevant, it is others have gone the path before you. You only need to follow their footsteps. And you absolutely need practice. By this trio, philosophy or the right understanding, people who set the example, and practicing yourself something, to build up something within yourself, you will find the path to perfection. Only these three P's, philosophy, people, practice. And that is what we will actually present in these seminars on the Holy Name, these monthly seminars. As of yet, it is not very, very clear how long this will take. I hope that in each one of our own life, it will accompany us for the rest of the life, this practice. But I'm referring to these online sessions. Let us see how it goes and where we go. Fine. So let us start. I would like to chant with you a wonderful verse from Rupa Goswami's Namastakam. It is sung in the meter of Radhodhata, which is a feminine meter that denotes or describes a proud lady charioteer. So it is something, when a chariot is going on, you can be sure it will go past all the obstacles, and it will be quite speedy. So this is a female charioteer. This is the meter in which it is sung. I will sing it, the first line first alone, and then we all repeat it. Sudita shita janati rashaye ramya chit gana sukha svarupine nama gokula mahotsavayate Krishna puna vapushe namo namah. Please. Sudita shrita janati rashaye ramya chit gana sukha svarupine nama gokula mahotsavayate Krishna puna vapushe namo namah. O Harinam, O Krishna, I offer repeated obeisances unto you, who are the all-pervasive entity that destroys the multitudes of suffering of the surrendered souls, the personification of delightful, concentrated spiritual bliss, and the cause of great celebrations in Gokul. So this describes the nature of the holy name. It destroys the many, many sufferings of those who chant it. These sufferings include the sufferings of the body, the mind, and sufferings imposed from others. And they refer to many kinds of specific miseries, including the misery which happens when one commits offenses against the chanting. Aparadhas, or offenses, are what pains a surrendered soul and disturbs his peace. So repeated chanting can even take away the effect of these subtle problems which we have. The second point which is made is that you are the personification of delightful, concentrated and spiritual bliss. I think we all gravitate towards trying to find some happiness in our life. Bliss is the concentrated form of happiness, and it is there if we can just go through all our various coverings and layers and touch the spiritual essence. And this is precisely what happens when you chant with full absorption. You go on a journey through your mind, a journey past your karma, a journey to yourself and your wonderful and soothing relationship to Krishna. And finally it says, oh chanting, oh holy name, you are a concentrated bliss, a festival which goes on in the spiritual world. Did you know that Radharani, the gopis, the friends of Krishna, the sakhas, the parents, they all keep on chanting. It's not something which we only learn here and put aside upon entry into the spiritual world. No, we will chant there also. The only difference is that here our chanting might be still immature, not yet totally ripe, but there it is mature or totally ripe and very nourishing, very much, how do you say, inspiring. It's a life force. So I would like to today do a little philosophical part where I want to show you from the Bhagavatam why it is sometimes so difficult for us to relate to the real essential quality of the holy name. There is a text which is spoken by Narada Muni to his first and foremost disciple Vyasadeva, where he gives a really essential teaching. He says Krishna is amurtikam. He has no form, no murti, no form. No material form. But he has the form of a mantra, the form of the Hare Krishna mantra. There is Krishna fully present. Let us chant this verse together. It is there in the first canto, chapter 5, text 38. Iti murtyabhidanena mantra murtim amurtikam jajate yakya purusham satsamyak dashana puman. He who is an actual seer, who has a clear vision, he worships you in the form of transcendental sound vibration, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, who has no material form. You know, that is what I always say to myself. Sacinandana Swami, you can see deities of Krishna, you can see pictures of Krishna with these eyes. But the transcendental form of Krishna is unlimitedly more beautiful than any beauty your eyes can perceive. However, he comes in the form of a mantra. This Lord, who is Amurtikam, is Mantramurtim, is the form of the mantra. He's there. You just need to discover him. I think the speaker of this text, Narada Muni, went on a journey where he was initiated, where he was into the practice of meditation and chanting. And finally, he was able to say, the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, whose glories and activities are pleasing to hear, at once appears on the seat of my heart, as if called for, as soon as I begin to chant. My dear listeners, here is a person who can speak from personal experience to all of us. He even says, I personally experienced that those who are always full of cares and anxieties, and he was full of anxieties. He was a young boy who had seen how his mother had died. This is a traumatic experience. His dead mother was brought in front of his eyes. She had been bitten by a cobra. And as a result, he left the village in which he grew up and started to go on a quest where he would try to find that which is eternal and make that relationship which would never leave him, the relationship with Krishna. The spiritual journey starts always with an inner fire. Are you still on fire? You need to create a certain intensity, not only in the beginning to go on the spiritual path, but to remain on the spiritual fire path, to remain on the spiritual path. It is necessary to intensify and to grow this inner fire that burns away all the obstacles. And this is precisely what happens when you go on a journey with the holy name, a life journey. When you make him your best friend, you will always remain spiritually awake, and you will always know that oh, so much more is waiting for me here. Let me continue. So therefore Narada Muni, who started this journey and who then explained, yes, it works. The Lord becomes visible on the seat of my heart when I chant. This is, of course, an advanced state of chanting, but that is the journey which each one of you will have to make to enter the world of the reality where there is not constant change and constant disturbance. Good. I would like to now talk about the essential principle of good chanting. And then I will go with you into an exercise. Really, when you sit down to do such a highly potent spiritual activity as chanting the holy name, there need to be two foundational principles which you have understood. They are so simple, yet so unlimitedly deep that there is always more to discover. These two principles are: who are you? You are a spark of that spirit. You are a spiritual soul. And who is your origin? Who is the original fire in which the soul, or with which the soul dances? Who is Krishna? With these two questions, you can do what is so important in japa. You can tune yourself into the practice. I am a soul, and now I am addressing my origin, that is Krishna. This is called samanda, the relationship that at once creates the frame for good chanting. To become aware that I am soul and that I'm not the body, and that now I have a chance to connect with Krishna, makes your day into a spiritual day, and it makes your practice into a very enlivened walk with Krishna, a meeting, in other words. And sometimes we hear that, yes, I can understand this theoretically, but is it really possible for me to really feel that relationship, to really be in that relationship? Is that really possible? I come from Europe, and most probably at this time of the day I'm addressing only the Europeans and the Russians, because America, I think, is still, yes, it's still asleep at this time. They will see it later on the YouTube, and the Canadians and all of this. In here, Europe, we had the Second World War, terrible. And something happened which made made it very clear for me that yes, you can have a relationship with Krishna. Families were torn apart in the Second World War. Especially people were separated from each other in Romania and Poland. And then later attempts were made to bring those who were brought out of the country and who were sometimes even infants. Attempts were made to bring them to their real parents. Now just imagine the scene. I was brought out from Romania, as an example. I never saw my parents, but I was tracked when I was brought out. There was a name tag and a piece of paper with the village from which I come. And now I'm going to the house where the parents are, whom I never saw. What would happen when the door would open and I would see my father and my mother? Would I recognize them? Would I feel something? Remember, I had never consciously seen them because I was a baby when I was brought away. The findings are, you would immediately go into the relationship. The natural relationship would start to blossom, even though it was forgotten, once you started to act in that relationship. So this is also what happens in relationship to Krishna. Yes, it is a forgotten relationship. Yes, the sweetness, the ecstasy is not in our memory. But the moment you start to act properly in that relationship, you begin to feel something. You begin to really appreciate. That's why sometimes during japa retreats, I see people who all of a sudden break out in tears of being so much moved that they have to hide their faces. That's why I see that during public kirtans, people come to a breakthrough moments where they go right through the barriers and walls which they have built between them and Krishna. That's why I can see, as in my life of giving lectures all over the world and getting feedbacks by people who took up the practice of chanting after such a lecture, that it really works. These people come to one public lecture in the town hall of a town. They participate in a kirtan, and then they write me a letter. What was it? I made such a deep and sweet experience when chanting. How can I get more of it? And this is why I'm so passionate, you could say, or enthusiastic to give these seminars and retreats, because I see with my very eyes that people who take up the practice of chanting the name of the Lord, who comes in the form of a mantra, all of a sudden have an electrifying meeting with Him. This is the beginning taste is given, but of course, after some time, there is some expectation that you learn to chant it properly. This is like anything. When you, as a child, do your first bicycle ride where you do not require the help of these little assisting wheels. You have an euphoric realization. But if you do not learn to really ride it safely, to really use the brakes safely, you will end up in an accident. So, yes, a taste is given to us in the beginning of chanting, but we need to learn to chant without committing these mistakes, and in order to chant safely ever on and move on. Fine. So this is a little bit about meeting the person who comes to you in the form of a mantra. The divine meeting, and how it is necessary for you to learn to act within that relationship, to feel the presence constantly and never lose it out of sight. Now, let us move on. Oh, we are absolutely on time here. We will come now to the practical part. I will give you a little tune in. It's a good time to take up your beads if you have any. If you don't have them near, no problem. Absolutely no problem. There are 3 steps which we need to do in order to become active in our relationship with Krishna through in his form as the mantra murti, the form of the mantra. First of all, this is a repetition of what we already discussed, you need to become aware who you are. That is a good tune-in session, a good tune-in practice for every chanting which you do. I would like you to sit up tall now. This time we will do a very simple text meditation. I request you to breathe in and out calmly. And please center yourself. Become relaxed. Start with your shoulders. Maybe you just bring them one time up, then let them down on an exhale. Continue to breathe deeply in and out, and follow with your mind the sacred text which we will read. Follow it almost like a calf that follows behind the cow, knowing that it will get some nourishing milk there. Who am I? In the material world, I take one birth after another. If by chance I come in contact with a saintly person, he will tell me about my true identity. He will say, "You are a pure spirit soul and an eternal servant of Krishna." As I think about this, I do not want to remain entangled in illusions any longer. A sweet voice in me says, "Oh no, alas, why have I served this illusory material energy for so long?" And I regret and cry, "Krishna, my Lord, I'm your eternal servant. Ever since I left the shelter of your lotus feet, my life has become completely devastated. When Krishna hears this, in his mercy, he immediately releases such a person from material entanglement. Then, as I break free from Maya's captivating spell and strive toward Lord Krishna by rendering devotional service, I find the supreme shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. And I see that I'm becoming strong, spiritually strong, with some divine spiritual potency. As I look around, the overbearing power of the Lord's spiritual potency weakens Maya's influence over me. If you wish to find this amazing text, you will find it in this book, The Living Name, on page 68. I have made the spiritual text of the Prema Vivata into a text meditation that relates immediately to my situation. So the first step for good japa is to become aware of who you really are. A text like this might help you, or you can just sit down and center yourself and become aware that this body is my vehicle through which I act in this world. It's more or less like a diving suit of gummy. This material, and my mind is also a vehicle, but I'm inside the person who uses all this. Then the next step for good japa is to connect with Krishna, the way you know him best. What I do is I chant before the deities of Radha Kanhaiya Lal, and when I'm traveling, which used to be most of my life, then I have pictures or images of Krishna. Or if that is not possible and I'm traveling, let us say in a train or an airplane, and then I just close the eye and just think of Krishna as the Lord who is my final destination of this spiritual journey of mine. And then finally, for good japa, you need to inhabit the space where you and Krishna are there. You need to remain in that space. Sometimes you need to protect the space also from invading thoughts, invading noises, and so on. So this is what we will do now. I request you to sit down. We will first do japa, where we just speak the holy name. We will continue from the last exercise. Imagine you are now all by yourself. Yes, you watch your laptop or any other device, mobile telephone, and you are by yourself. Those of you who like to be at a sacred environment, not just alone, they might like to visualize how they sit at a sacred place, say by the bank of a sacred river, a lake. Water always works very well because the watery element is related to our emotions. And earth also works well. You can imagine you are next to a sacred mountain. Find a good place. Become aware that in your truest essence, your spirit, a part of Radha and Krishna, as a result of being separated, you have been wandering the world, taking on new bodies and leaving old bodies. Your fortune has now turned. You have come to understand that in your essence, in the truest form of your being, you are a part of God. And you will now turn towards Him and become active in that forgotten relationship through chanting. And you will feel, just like in the examples from Romania, a person seeing his parents from where he was, from whom he was separated. Just like in the example, the relationship blossomed when they simply said, "Hello, I am your son or your daughter." Chant now. We chant in one voice in the beginning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We will now move from this part to the chanting in Kirtan. During this Kirtan, those of you who have questions can put these questions into the chat box, and in this way they will be coming to me here. But please do that quickly. Typing your questions in. We will sing now in Kirtan in the same mood. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please sing, everybody. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. I request you to really do these 3 steps which we learned. First, connect with yourself. Who am I? Then everything is taken away. That is not me. That I. Then connect with Krishna and then inhabit the space, remain there. This will be better. Please, now sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, oh Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Sri Radhe, Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Sri Radhe. Gaura, 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 Nitai ki jai. I thank you very, very much. I do not know how it is to sing before a computer. I must admit to you, I have been so busy that I had no time, but maybe I should try out but I really request you, it's not just about singing, it's about watching the door opening and saying, I am your lost servant. I'm here, I'm reporting back, Krishna. It's about an eternal relationship. Before I will answer your question, I have been asked to make a very, very important, no, I have not been asked, I have been asked to make a few other announcements, but about this, I need to, well, let's start here. I need to first of all greet all participants from all countries over the world. At the moment, I think we have mostly those who are on this side of the globe, the Europeans, Russians, English people and so on, but this video will be watched by the other half of the globe who will get up later. So greeting, greeting, greeting. We thought to give this seminar on Sunday morning so that you all can participate fully and then have the Sunday free to yourself. Then you can do other things and don't have to come back. Our next sessions are entitled A Journey to the Heart of the Holy Name. They will start on July the 26th. This is very, very important because it will gather new material and we will go deeper and deeper and deeper, that hopefully at the end we can say, as soon as I chant, I perceive the Lord taking his seat on the lotus of the heart. Please stay tuned in and watch the announcements. You will see them on this Facebook. One thing, another announcement, we are almost finished with our daily japa inspirations. Only 2 more days to go. The last ends on Tuesday, the 30th of June. But, you can always access these recorded inspirations through the SoundCloud link that you will find now in your comments. You know, this soundcloud.com/Sacinandana Swami. The idea behind these japa inspirations is that before you start your japa, or in the middle, if you should run dry, you can just hear something brief, up to 4 minutes, mostly 3 minutes, something that will inspire you and give you some guidance what you could do to enliven your daily japa practice. And now the last announcement for today. It's a very, very special announcement. I'm so glad about this. It starts next Saturday, July 4th. It's a 6 weeks online course called Alive in Bhakti. This course is organized by the devotees from the Bhakti Center in New York and co-organized by 4 big yatras: the New York City Brooklyn Temple, New Jersey Tobacco, and New Jersey Plainfield temples, and also the Gita Nagari farm. It's a live in Bhakti. It will be streamed live also, and it will really take you, how to express it? It will teach systematically how you can access this most wonderful spiritual practice, bhakti, yoga, where you can make the contact with Krishna through the blossoming of the spiritual heart. You know, when the spiritual heart blossoms, then Sharanagati and Prapatti and devotion is coming out. These are spiritual qualities of the soul. So it will really help us to blossom in bhakti. These courses take place each Saturday for 6 weeks, from 3 p.m. to 4:15 p.m. Central European time. Please, and they will be aired out or streamed out on this Facebook.com Sacinandana Swami, Facebook.com/Sacinandana Swami. Please watch for announcements here also on this for further details. Whew, that was a lot of announcements. To summarize it, we will start a journey to the heart of the holy name next next Sunday, 26th of July. Here on this Facebook page, it will be again at 9 a.m. Central European time. But please stay tuned and watch the further announcements. You know, we start something new, and we really want to do something extraordinary, as they say in English, something amazing. And the other thing is SoundCloud, Japa Inspirations. Please load this down, soundcloud.com, etc. And then Alive in Bhakti. What a wonderful thing. I'm really excited about this course starting next Saturday, July 4th. Good. Okay. I hope I said everything right. So if I said something wrong, you have to, you can see this. Oh yeah. Actually, the online seminar, A Journey to the Heart of the Holy Name, is later, July 26th, not next Sunday. Next Sunday, there's, at least as far as I know, nothing from my side on the Holy Name. Good. Now coming to your questions. Thus, I will be as precise as possible. Oh, so many announcements. But now the questions. Does Kirtan count as part of chanting your rounds? No, it does not count. Japa is a process which is traditionally placed into the dhyan section or meditation, japa meditation we say also. Whereas Kirtan is a different process. It is glorification. You will be able to do your Kirtan much better when you do concentrated japa. You will then have a more deeper Kirtan, because japa teaches you how to meditate. But Kirtan teaches also your japa something, that is to chant with devotional feelings. In Kirtan, Jiva Goswami says, devotional feelings can easily arise. That's very important. So both of them are helping each other, but they are two different practices, really, with one object, the holy name, or Krishna in the form of the holy name. What to do when I lose taste for chanting? First of all, you need to recognize that this is something which needs to be avoided. Because if you lose taste for chanting, you lose, in a way, your taste also for Krishna. The separation continues. Yes, I know we can have many mental concepts about Krishna, but really the deep, deep contact is done through this active devotional service or seva of doing chanting. And therefore, it's important to keep having taste, because then you will continue the practice. You will not continue a practice, or you will strongly compromise a practice to which you do not experience any taste. What to do? What I do is, when the taste goes, I just stop the japa and I pray, please give me taste. There is one japa meditation by Gopal Guru Goswami, where one meditation goes, please give me taste, ruchi. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, maintain me by giving me taste. It's so important. What you can also do when you lose your taste in these devotional practices, then read more about Krishna. Read in the Bhagavatam, read in the Bhagavad Gita, and your relationship to Krishna will come more. How does one surrender to the chanting process? Well, in the beginning, it is by just keeping your quota. This keeping one's quota is really a process of surrender. Okay, I may not have any taste, but I keep my quota. You can also surrender to the chanting process by doing what Gaur Krishna does always. You will find Gaur Krishna in any Kirtan event supporting the Kirtan, playing mridanga, kartals, and singing, and really surrendering to the process. I've seen him sometimes chanting 12 hours a day. So that is a surrender. The body may pain. You may think, oh, my WhatsApp, there are so many unanswered messages. Ooh. And as a result, you may feel restless, but then you just stick to the process by completing your quota in the japa, or by just dragging yourself at times to the kirtan and putting an iron chain with an iron ball on the ground. Let me stay here. That is surrender. And then the taste comes, and then everyone will have to, no one will be able to stop you. Oh, where is so-and-so? Oh, he is chanting japa. He always wants to chant japa. Oh, he's in the kirtan. She's in the kirtan. She wants to dance and sing. Good. Question. Next question. Gauranga Sundara from Vrindavan has asked, it is my Gauranga Sundara from Vrindavan. Hari Bol. So nice to connect with you through internet. I can see your face is smiling now. In my assumption, I can see. It is my experience, you asked, that if one has a conflict with dear ones, it keeps rambling in the mind and fixes one ever more strongly in the false ego, making it difficult to chant in our true nature as a soul. How to live one's day so that we are able to move easily, to more easily situate ourselves as a soul connected to our beloved Krishna while chanting. Yes, it is admitted that conflicts with near and dear ones are often so occupying the mind that there is little space left to stay connected with Krishna. And even if with utter desperation we chant because we regret that the conflict is so strong, then again, if we have some moment of being with Krishna, the conflict again occupies us. That's the nature of personal relationships. And the closer they are, the more they are binding. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the all-time formula. If you want to chant, you must be in your relationships humble. And, believe it or not, tolerant. Then you won't have these disturbing conflicts, or you will have at least less of them. Think of those sadhus which you know, who are genuinely humble. Everyone likes them. Or most of the people like them. It is a fact that when there is someone who is strong, the people who are weak, they will envy him. But mostly everyone likes a humble person, and a tolerant person. A person who can give respect without asking for respect. This you have to learn in your personal relationships, so that they do not end up in these disturbing, conflictful situations, which then keep you distracted when it comes to your most important project, that one relationship with Krishna. when there is, or I have seen in my personal relationships, that sometimes there are conflicts, yes, and then the mind rambles on and on over these conflicts, then the best thing is to really give now some time for this relationship, because I will not have my peace unless I correct this. I think in Bhakti we don't do what is what impersonalists do is they will say, I don't care about personal relationships. I look away from it. It's not possible, because the near and dear ones are often devotees. So repair it. Excuse yourself if you did something wrong, or simply try to serve that person, that he sees that you are serious in it. That is for a short video call. My God, with so many good questions. It's how to be absorbed in the holy name when we are tired and our mind wanders. Go and have a sleep. And afterwards, when you are awake, then you can chant. I really have no better advice for you to give. You can try, of course, breathing fresh air, doing push-ups so that the circulation comes back, or jumping jacks, and you can do all kinds of things. Press that nerve right under the nose. That is what I also do. But in the end, when nothing works, go to sleep, because the body and the mind is part of nature, and when it is so exhausted, it just will not be able to serve you. Be, however, aware of tamagun. If you sleep too long in the morning, it will become endless, your desire to sleep. I always say, good japa starts the night before, when you go to bed, latest by 10 o'clock. 10 minutes past 10, but around this time. Go to bed by reading a sacred book, like a prayer and so on, so that stays with you in your subconscious mind, and then you wake up without having been disturbed by nightmares or bad thoughts. Next question. How do I do attentive and mindful chanting? This is a very, very good question. But it takes a long time to learn it. You have to go into the school of absorbed chanting. Although no gentleman will make advertisement for himself, that's really the worstest time of the worstest thing. This book, there is a book out, a guide to chanting with absorption. It's called The Living Name. This book is all about this, how to do attentive and mindful chanting. And by the way, you will only learn it by attentive and mindful chanting. You have to make the experience. You have to reprogram yourself. You have to be also aware that maybe I have chanted sometimes with distraction. Maybe I have chanted sometimes with inattention. Maybe I have chanted sometimes without absorption. So I do really need to now create a new habit. It means to create a new mind, really. It's nothing less than that. How to move from theoretical understanding that Krishna and his holy name are identical to a deeper understanding. This is, like all the other questions, a really good question. And I can give only 3 points on this. I don't think we need more than these 3 points. These 3 points are extremely practical. They work in building up determination. They work in your concern to move from a theoretical understanding to a practical realization. These are the 3 points. Please, maybe you should write them down. You need to understand the philosophy. That's the theory. Because you need your mind and your intelligence to look in this direction. I believe in your question you assume that you have already understood. You have already grasped this truth. But my response to you is, in all seriousness, this point is so deep that you will find maybe a few very rare souls who have experienced how Krishna, the sound vibration, is identical with the playful divine personality who's playing the flute, but at the same time all his energies create and maintain the world. That's really a bombastic point, a massive point. And you need to understand more the philosophy. For instance, today, about how the Lord is identical with the mantra. Then, the next thing is, you need to have practical experience and hear from them. I can only recommend to you to look at some YouTube videos of Srila Prabhupada. Whenever we see a real saint, a real sadhu, who has really deep experience of spiritual truth, it begins to affect us. There is something coming into from his heart into our heart. That's also why it says the only starting point of bhakti is the bhakta, the devotee, who has the bhakti and who gives it in your heart. They give this bhakti, these great souls give this bhakti by their glances, but more than anything through their words. So you need to have some type of contact with the realized saints. And the last point is to understand that Krishna is identical with the holy name. You need to become active in this relationship. Then all of a sudden it unfolds. I have an uncle whom I only saw up to my 10th year. He was busy in foreign country. But I met him when I was 45 years old. I came to his door. I knocked. He knew I was coming. He's a famous person. We had to fix an appointment. he opened it and he looked at me and he said, "Where have you been?" A strong person. I said, "I was busy, many things." And he invited me in, but then I started to show him slides of my journeys, of my life, that I'm now a monk and so on. And at the end, this uncle of mine felt the relationship so much that he said, "We have a villa in south of France. Why don't you come? There are big olive trees and you can meditate and do everything there." Because the moment you become active in a relationship, I needed to just show him some slides about my journeys, my life, so that he can understand what his nephew is now all about. And the relationship blossoms forth. So practice is that activity which makes you which makes the relationship blossom. My dear people, my dear friends, my dear first viewers, I know, like every time, there's still questions left. I promise to go, randomly next time through the questions, so that not if you come last with your questions, your questions will not be answered. I thank you very, very much for staying with us. I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk about this most wonderful subject matter. And I really invite all of you, let us stay together, form a community around the heart of Krishna, his holy name. The next session is in 1 month's time, July 26th, and so on. I thank you very much. All the best. May you have a very auspicious day where you will find those things which will inspire you, which will bring you forward. Hari Bol.